Yeah! Y'all know who it is. The highest host, Adam Ill, chilling out right here, Hayes Radio. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, watching, listening. You could be doing anything you want in your life right now, and you're here with me, so we're going to have a great time. I'm trying to do this weekly episode for 2020. I know I kind of fell off a little bit. I know I was kind of like, not doing it as often as I should. So I'm making it happen. 2020, new goals. I got a lot of things happening this year. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to announce them as much as I can with you. As you already know, I did mention a little bit. I got that new popcorn flavor coming out. A regular popcorn, so anybody out there can try it. I brought some today. Maybe my lovely guests will try it, tell me their honest opinion. I got a couple CBD projects that I'm working on and some more brands. So I can't wait to tell y'all about it. You can watch the adventures on the social media and the YouTubes. Appreciate all y'all wherever you're watching me. But enough about me, because I have two awesome people that are in town. I've been seeing them. I kind of been working with them for almost a decade now. The first time I think I officially met them and made it happen was in another country. Like, I seen them around at these events, but it was when I went to another country. I went to Amsterdam for High Times Cannabis Cup. This is when the Cannabis Cups were, like, prestigious and they meant something before, they became, like, a weekly thing. And it's just, like, there used to be a passion about going. There used to be, like some excitement about these events, because everyone from around the world would just come to one place once a year and show their best stuff and come together, and it was all fun. And then all of a sudden it just became, like a biannual thing, and then it was like 3-4 times a year. Then it became like every year, and it was just like, yeah, it's cool, but now it's not like the same excitement. And it's cool. That's what happens with evolution, and that's what happens with great things. They just start happening, and I can't wait to talk about the history. And who I am talking about, if you're watching this on YouTube, you see it. If you're listening on the radio, you fucked up, but I'll let you know right now. I'm sitting with the Blacks, Bobby Black and April Black. I saw them in Amsterdam. I think it was 2012 was like the very first time. I already knew about Bobby Black because you were a senior editor for a minute.
Yeah.
At
for a
High
while.
Times?
Yeah, I was at High Times for a long time.
What was it, like 2 decades almost?
21 years, yeah.
Woo!
At High
You're
Times.
loyal. You're a loyal guy, man. Staying with something for 20-something years.
I had no reason to leave. It was a great job.
And like High Times 20 years ago was like, that was like, damn, High Times. Even till like the early 2000s, it was a High
20
Times.
years ago was year 2000. Just
Holy shit, it is.
20 years ago was year 2000.
Fuck.
Doesn't seem like
You're
that
just
long
making
ago.
me
That makes you feel old, right?
Old right now. I can actually say that in real life and know what happened 20 years ago. I used to be younger and people were like, oh, yeah, I've known this person for 20 years. I was like, damn, I'm never going to know anyone for 20 years.
I know.
And here I am saying shit like 20 years ago.
Think about how I feel. I meet people at events that weren't even born when I started working at High Times.
Bro, look, the other day I had someone come up to me like, yo, I've been watching you since I was like 15 years old. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't be watching me at 15, 1, and 2.
Damn.
What? That just made me feel so old now.
Yeah.
But Bobby Black, April Black, she's been running, you did a lot of things in Amsterdam, coordinating
yeah.
trips, letting people know.
I booked all the trips for the judges to come to Amsterdam, because before then, anybody in the world can be a judge. You can just buy a judge's pass.
Yeah.
And you were a judge, you get to go to all the different coffee shops and
Try
try
out
out the
of the-
different strains.
That was exciting.
Get all the free swag, which wasn't shitty stuff. It was cool stuff. And I was the gal booking your trip. I was the gal meeting you at the coffee shop, giving you your first joint. Your first buzz in Amsterdam after you've been traveling for like 9, 10, 12, 14 hours.
Just curating the experience. Cheers. Yeah,
whole
I don't usually
thing.
pass, but you guys can
No,
smoke
I
that.
know you don't.
I see y'all smoking the Loaded. Shout out. Yeah, I'm out here
Yeah.
rolling some.
This is tasty. I was skeptical.
Yeah, I'm like, I got weed for you. She's like, I want to smoke now. I'm like, I got you a pre-roll, and you made this face like, ugh. I'm like, no, trust me, it's not like that anymore. Like, I know what pre-rolls used to be like back in the day, when people were giving out, like, trim and pre-rolls,
No,
or
this
it was
is
blasted
nice.
weed. There's actually quality flowers. It's
real nice.
award-winning. Yeah, I don't like my guests to smoke mids. I want y'all to smoke like me, like I'm smoking.
I don't like my travelers to smoke mids.
There it is.
Yeah.
See, so you would curate these events for people and make sure they had a great experience, and
Yep.
because a lot of it's like walking into a dispensary for the first time. You don't know what the fuck you're looking for, or what to do. So it's like going to Amsterdam. It's like, where do I go first? What am I
Totally.
supposed to do?
Yeah, it's so overwhelming going to a different country. Luckily, Thankfully, a lot of people speak English out there, so you
Yeah.
can going to Spain's a whole different thing. A lot of people don't speak English.
Kid?
You can't go into. You can't just waltz into the smoking
shouldn't it be
club. Hey, I want to
kid?
smoke.
Kid. If you go into Spain or in Amsterdam, it's like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
That's funny.
awesome.
You don't know what to expect. You don't know what to do. You're a stranger.
Overwhelming.
And you're like, yo. And
I don't
you-
want to get ripped off.
So how, so you must have been, Bobby, how long, when was the first time you smoked weed? Like, because if you worked for Heights for 20 years, then you must have been smoking weed for.
I've been smoking weed for like 30-something years. Like, I started smoking when I was like 11 or 12 is my first time I got high. And I didn't start smoking regularly until high school, but I got high in junior high school. And,
Your first time. Who was it with?
It was with the bad kids, the rocker kids in the school. There was only like a few metalheads in my middle school. And, of course, I was
You're
like an up-and-coming young rocker kid. And I went and gravitated right to the bad kids, and they took me out during a lunch break and got me high and played Metallica for me for the first time on the headphones on a Walkman.
What? On a
And
cassette?
blew my mind, yeah.
Wait, so what was it? Like a joint or was it like a bong?
It was a joint. We didn't have access to. We were at school. We didn't have access to
So
that
someone
stuff.
just
It
rolled
was
it
like
real
a
quick.
pinner. It was like a
it
little
a tin
pinner.
can?
Like
you
a little
know.
toothpick.
I mean, we're like under 15 years old. I was like 11 or 12.
Did you
These
see
kids
the
were
weed?
like, no,
Or
it
they
was
just-
it was rolled. I mean, they were just like, here, check here.
sure it was
wanna-"
weed?
They lit it up and they like let me have some.
Yeah.
And then they were like, after they saw I was getting high, the dude was like, here, check this out. And he put the headphones on me. And it was Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
What?
And blew my mind. And that from that moment on, I was a metalhead. I had already liked classic rock, but I hadn't really been exposed to metal. And that was like, okay.
That was it.
Sold.
And then from that moment, you're like, I love weed and I love metal.
Yep. For the rest of my life, my whole career has been based on interviewing hard rock bands and weed, you know.
So you turned
Music and weed.
a passion into a paycheck.
Hell yeah.
That's the goal. That's what we talk about a lot here on the podcast. Do what you love and get paid for it.
We used to call it, at High Times, we used to call it party for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're professionals getting
Yeah.
paid to do what we love. How about you, April? Do you remember the first time you got high?
Yeah, I do. The summer before
It was a sunny
ninth
day.
grade. It was the summer before ninth grade, and me, Mark, Mike, and this other kid. We're all gonna get high, and we were gonna get high in this vacant house that this girl, Melissa Carr's family, had just moved out of. So we
What?
knew how to get in Melissa Carr's old house.
Yeah, your memory is crazy.
It's fucking great. So I
You
got.
just outed her, by the way. So
Oh.
she just
It's all right.
outed
There's
her.
1,000 Melissa cars.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's not her last name no more. I mean, she's totally cool. Anyway, so I got the weed because my parents smoke, so I stole the weed from them, and Mike was supposed to bring the pipe. But guess what? Mike got grounded, so it was me and Mark, this kid Corey, and a bag of Reese's peanut butter
Cups,
cups,
yeah.
minis. So we didn't have anything else, and so we actually smoked out of the paper out of a Reese's mini peanut butter cup.
You
and
rolled the paper of the candy?
It was fucking horrible.
How long ago was this?
Oh, it was the summer before 8th grade.
So, okay. Summer before
the
8th grade.
Summer before 9th grade.
Yeah, no, that's
The
cool.
summer
I don't know how
of
safe that is.
93.
You know what I would have done in that situation? I would have stacked up all the Reese's cups into like a pipe and poked a hole and just
Yeah,
used it like a
wasn't-
candy.
I
'Cause
wasn't Lady MacGyver then.
I feel like
Yeah.
it would be safer to smoke like out of a chocolate pipe than
Yeah.
processed
That's almost
paper
correct.
with ink on it.
I smoked out of a lot of
Well, I didn't know
crappy stuff
better,
back in
but
the
I
day,
didn't
too.
get high off of that. The first time I got high was a couple months later. We were hanging out at my house. My parents were gone and had people over, and I had my parents' bong, and I had my parents' weed. And
Damn,
we
your
were-
parents smoked?
Oh, yeah.
My parents smoked too.
Yeah. So we smoked, and I got high, and I had to go lay on my waterbed, and I felt like I was like on one of those medieval sword throwing wheels.
Like
and
a chariot?
Whatever it is. Yeah, I felt like I was on a sword throwing wheel, and that I was gonna have swords thrown at me, and that was the first time I
Oh, a
got
sword
high,
throwing wheel, like
and
there
I
was-
felt
oh.
high.
Like a sword thrower, like you were laying tied up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
spin you, and people would just be like,
Yeah. I was
that
like-
is crazy.
And I remember that shit. And then I heard that my parents were coming home. So everybody had to leave. Everybody had to leave. And then I thought, oh, yeah, they're never going to know. But they totally fucking knew the house.
They
smells
always
good.
knew. My parents always knew when I was high.
What'd they say? Were they cool with it, or were they just like, yo, man?
They're like, April, we'd rather you just hang out at the house with with your friends, smoke here, and then rather than hang out at the park.
So they were
Or
cool.
In Glendale, we have a canal, too, so a lot of people hung out in the canal.
Where you from?
Glendale, Arizona.
Arizona. How about you, Bobby?
Brooklyn, New York.
What?
Bensonhurst.
And now, how did you guys meet?
At the Cannabis Cup in Amsterdam.
What?
2006.
Yeah.
That's cute. So you were out there where were you living in Amsterdam? Or
No,
were you
I
just...
went out there with my friends Gary and Matt, who own 420 Science, and their 420 jars had gotten selected to be the official stash for the High Times Cannabis Cup.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
they were the official jar for many
remember that.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they had an opening in their group and said, "Hey, do you want to come? We got this house. We're all gonna be there." And I said, "Fuck yes, I want to fucking go to Amsterdam." So I went and got my passport. My picture's like
Yeah. Excited.
so excited, and then I met Bobby.
Yep.
That weekend? That week?
I met him the second to the last day.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there was fireworks from the get-go, man.
Yeah.
It was that first night. You're like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have the
Hi.
moment on video.
We have video of the first time I saw her. I'm
That-
speaking in the judge lounge, talking
Yeah.
about the Miss High Times
Yeah, I
contest,
have it on
and she
video.
was
It's
shooting
awesome.
it. And you see me kind of stop when I get to where the camera is because I'm looking like, oh, who's that? You know what I mean?
Oh
You're
yeah.
like, hi.
So just checking her out.
And he walked right up to me. "Hello, my name is Bobby Black," and I'm like, "Hi, I'm April Price."
And then the last night before she left, the night of the awards at the Cannabis Cup, we ended up like kissing on stage for the first time and then making out up in the back room in the milk
was
bag.
heavy.
What?
Yeah, it got pretty heavy. Elise
Sounds like a novel.
At one point,
Heavy
Elise
petting.
McDonough walked in on us and she was like, "Oh, hey, sorry guys." She closed the door and walked right back out. It was
Close
funny.
that door. Oh.
And this is like,
It was clothes on, but it was,
yeah, it was hot and heavy.
But it was-
passionate.
we were necking.
yeah, we were necking. We weren't making whoopee. We were just necking.
Yeah. Being passionate, showing
Yes.
And
Yes.
here you guys are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
still married now?
Yeah, hell yeah.
We got married. in
What?
2011.
Got engaged in Amsterdam just after the Cannabis
Yeah.
Cup as well.
Okay.
3 years later, and here we are.
on a boat.
I'm on a boat in the canal, in the gracht.
on a gracht in the
Yeah.
canal, and he was like had this whole thing, right, and was really excited about it. And he thought like maybe the captain would say, "And congratulations, this couple just got married on our boat." But the captain didn't give a fuck. But these people sitting like kitty corner behind us saw the whole thing happen, and they're like, "Hey, we just want to take the moment and announce that this couple got engaged on this boat. Let's hear it for them."
Yeah. It was nice. It was nice.
That's cute.
But and then I had a whole engagement party waiting for her at Barneys Uptown. So as soon as we got off the boat, all we had to do was walk
no.
over to Barneys. And so we got off the boat. And I said, "Oh, let's go to Barneys." And she figured it out. Like, she looked over at me. She's like, "All of our friends are there, aren't they?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." We walked in, and they popped champagne. We came in, Derry and Sissy.
They
and-
knew.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
everybody
the whole
knew.
High Times crew was there.
was
We had a
awesome.
great
That's
great
cute.
night. Amazing night.
Look at y'all, cannabis, bringing people together.
Cannabis couples, man. That's what we're all about. That's
Cannabis couples.
our travel agency.
That's exactly- yes.
That's the whole reason we were in LA this weekend was for the Cannabis Wedding Expo and Highway Travel. We had a booth there, and we were pitching our travel services to other cannabis couples.
So you have a professional here, April Black, who was doing who was coordinating all the travels and making it happen. She's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Why don't I just fucking make this a business? And you just curate trips for people around the world that are cannabis.
Yeah, well, it all happened
yeah.
because some of my old customers love me, and they said, "Yo, we're working with the Hawaii Cannabis Expo, and we need someone to book trips." And I said, "Well, I live in California, and you just can't book trips for people. I have to actually become a legit travel
Right.
agent so I can do this properly." And so that's how it
Had-
happened.
So you got higher way travel.
higher way
Correct.
travel, because you can take the highway or you can take the higher
And you know
way.
me, I like to get
Why
higher.
take the highway when you can
Yeah.
take the higher way?
Yeah, I'm all about
Yeah.
getting higher and taking the higher way.
Yeah.
And so now you do cannabis trips for people? You could
I do
just,
cannabis trips for people, all cannabis lovers.
like where are
walk-
some destinations people can go to?
Well, besides places in the United States, of course, I've got Jamaica.
Hey,
Yeah.
I think I've been to Jamaica when you guys were out there. No,
No,
yeah. I
no.
don't remember.
We were not there on that trip.
Oof,
Yeah.
oof.
We were on the trip.
Well, we will have a future trip together because I will be
Well,
reaching out.
maybe you should come to Baked on the Beach sometime because we have this amazing event called Baked on the Beach 420 Week in
Oof.
Jamaica.
What?
All-inclusive
it's a
package.
full-on retreat. It's a total weed
5
retreat.
nights, transfers to and from the airport, all food and drinks on site, private beach, coral reef, 3.5 grams of cannabis
To start.
Oh, because I know
Plenty
in Jamaica
more.
it's easy. You just walk on the
Yeah.
beach and they're like,
That's
ganja
just-
man, ganja, who want the
An
weed?
offering. It's just your offering of ganja from me to you. You can get way more weed. You are not
Yeah.
limited to
Sheesh.
3.5
They
Yeah.
have
grams.
two. They have 2 greenhouses on property at the
Yeah.
resort, and there's plenty of variety.
You got food included, consumption kits. I don't have to worry about bringing anything.
This
a
is it
smoking
right here, man.
ceremony. The Blue Hole. I've been to the Blue Hole.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
jumped
Blue
in there,
Hole's
and
fun.
that's that's in my top 3 best places I've smoked weed in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
And
good
it was
one.
like one of the lowest elevations I've been to.
Did you smoke
Yeah.
the chalice?
I've hit the chalice.
Yeah.
It's a little ritual with them in the chalice,
Yeah.
so you
Oh,
can't
I get
disrespect.
so
It's beautiful,
They also,
high.
what they did is they
High.
made a chalice out of some like plant that they grow on site.
There's a coconut. Is the well, they make them from different
Coconut.
things.
Yeah, it was like a
But-
green like
And a
leaf.
bamboo.
Yeah, I think it was like I don't know what it was. I think I have video of it
Coconut
Yeah,
somewhere.
sugar.
But
they can be made from various natural materials, but the one we were using was a coconut and piece of bamboo, and then they use a ring to hold the coconut. It's
It's
really
made out of clay.
yeah.
And then it has this little screen on
Little
it.
clay
that's
ball.
Super fucking
It's
fragile.
a-
Don't break your.
It's the first,
Chalice screen, 'cause it's
steam
hard to get.
vaporizer.
yes, the way we just smoke with the earth.
Oh my gosh.
Smoke the earth with
First
the
you
earth.
start
Ja
hitting it.
Rastafari.
You gotta hit it so hard at first and look all like
Just
kind of
get it.
angry when you puff it, and then it starts going. And you
Once
pass
that
it
cherry's
around.
going, yeah.
Oh, dude, you get so
Lit.
lit.
So is the weed? Because
Awesome.
look, I've been to Jamaica.
There's shitty weed there, and there's really good weed.
It's a
there.
little like Frenchie's
shitty
hat.
weed, and there's super fire weed. You just have to know the right people.
Yeah, the right growers.
The right growers who've been coming and getting genetics. People who've been bringing
Those
genetics
that's not the
back.
weed you'll find on the beach.
No, but Waba,
No.
the
Because
guy,
they have bales. Like these dudes are here with
Walk
just like
around.
these chicks and dudes. They have like buckets and bales. They're like ganja, $5
No,
a branch.
you
You're
don't
like,
need. You don't need.
Yeah.
We don't. That's like
Is
we
that
don't bring
even
our
good?
customers to the mids and the tourist stuff.
I like that.
No
We
mids.
our
No mids on the beach.
the guy
No
who
mids
runs
on
Blue
my
Hole.
beach.
He's an award-winning grower.
Yeah, I visited there. They call
Yeah.
it a plantation. I visited their
Yeah.
plantation.
Yeah.
We take our
It's just getting better and
travelers
better
there
each
as
and
well.
Every year,
Yeah.
too.
Well, when's the next big April 420
420
weekend?
coming up.
Weekend. I got a private catamaran.
Tie-dye party. We get to make custom tie-dyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shirts, pants, jackets.
Whatever you need.
Well, I provide shirts, but you guys can bring whatever you want. If you have some old white denim that has got a weird stain on it,
Just make it happen.
satin some
What's
shit.
spear fishing? Is that where you take a spear, you try to catch fish?
Yeah,
That's
you go
what I thought it
swimming,
was.
snorkeling with.
I don't know if I'm down for that.
Well,
I don't.
You don't
go.
have to
Well, I
go.
went
That's
once,
only
but it's
optional.
early in the morning, first of all, so
Okay.
it is an early in the morning thing for those early birds out
Do you
there.
eat that for dinner? Like you catch
For
them?
lunch,
yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah.
lunch.
They're
Usually,
like, that's lunch.
Yeah,
you can
man.
catch these really good little lobsters, and they're sweet and delicious.
And I don't
yeah.
even like lobster, but Jamaican lobster is bomb.
Yeah.
They're like sweet and they're little. They're good.
Man,
and
make me want to go
it's
Jamaica.
in season. It was in season. Maybe it's towards the end of season now, but Coral Cove is so good to us, and they save them for us, so that way we have some lobster dinners when we're out there.
So where else are we going?
So this is Baked on the Beach, and then we're working on some really exciting new trips for this year.
We're working on Barcelona.
Hey.
Baked in Barcelona.
In Barcelona.
I'm down. I like Barcelona. I went there
Barcelona's
last year.
Fun.
I'm trying to go again in March.
It's fun and it's tasty.
It's good. The food is good. The
is
architecture is awesome. The
Yeah.
culture is amazing. The nightlife is fun. The pastries at
Oh.
4 in the morning when you get them fresh are just
So
delicious.
good.
Yeah.
So good. And they have all those awesome tapas bars where you go and have
Tapas.
beer, have some beer, have some wine, have some cider. But then they have the tapas up there, and you take them off their bar, their counter, whatever. Take as many as you like, and then when you're ready to check out, they have these toothpicks in them, different colors on the toothpicks, and then they just count up the toothpicks, and then however much those toothpicks are, that's how much you're paying.
That's how much you're paying.
And that's so cool.
It's already ready.
Super local style.
Just go get what you want to eat.
local
Help
style.
yourself. Our house is your house. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fire.
And then there's this cool graffiti walking tour that we do that we offer as part of our package, which is just street art, really amazing street
Oh.
art. This guide, she knows all the
She
artists.
knows
It's
everything.
great. It's really
She's
awesome.
also just super down with the art scene. She's part of the art scene. She's an artist. Her partner's an artist. And she'll take you all around. The art changes on a weekly basis, sometimes a daily basis. She'll take you to the skate park, graffiti park thing that's really badass. She'll take you to this public garden. Graffiti garden is really badass, and it's just a really nice way to connect with it. She'll tell you what certain things mean because you'll see certain things, certain themes recurring through the city as you're walking around, because who's not going to walk around Barcelona And she'll say, "Oh yeah, that's by this artist and that artist," and really, it's a love letter to his wife as they've been traveling around the world.
Well, leaving notes for each other.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cute.
Very cute.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And then, so in a couple weeks, we're leaving for Hawaii for the Hawaii Cannabis Expo.
Yes.
I'm going to be doing some emceeing there. April's host is part of. She
Teaching
teaches yoga. She's part of the women's panel.
What?
I do live podcasting there as well. So it's a
Hey,
lot.
look
It's a
at
fun
you.
time. It's a fun time. So we're going to be building trips for Hawaii as well, and
Well,
also
we
Get to
sti-
smoke the pakalolo?
We
Yeah.
have our trips to Hawaii, but we're just working on more cool weedy things in Hawaii because they're not legal. They just decriminalize, so it's medical. So you just got to know the right people
Right.
and align with the right people, and
It's like everything in life. You just gotta know. You just gotta know somebody to get what you want.
yeah. So we're working,
The right stuff.
Yeah, so we're working on an.
So you guys just
dinner
cut all
party.
that out. Yeah. Higher Way Travel. You guys on socials?
We're on all the socials.
Higher
No,
Way.
not all of them. We're not on Snapchat.
Are
But
you on Are you on TikTok? Are you doing TikTok videos?
no.
no, I don't think I
TikTok.
know what that is, but they kind of look like this, like this, like this.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I know you've worked with High Times for over 2 decades. You've worked with cannabis and smoked it for a long time. Isn't it crazy to see just how it's changed from like when it used to be a community and everyone was excited to
Yeah.
the culture just kind of disappearing and it's becoming kind of more of a industry, not one industry, more of a circus because there's a lot of clowns in it now that we're kind of not with it in the beginning and we're scared and now they're all like, yeah, check out my CBD company and my hemp infused flower.
Well,
I'm
you
not
know,
hating on anyone. I'm just saying how the culture is. Just,
there's going to be a bubble like all other industries that are new, with the tech bubble, the .com bubble, whatever, the housing bubble. There's always like a bubble. So what you have is you have the cannabis bubble right now where money poured in all of a sudden like crazy to the industry and all these people who were never involved in it before it got in. So it's being inflated and hyped up. And now what's happening is it's starting to implode on itself, it looks like. Companies like Aurora and Canopy that were considered these big players are like suddenly going under. High Times had their
They're having
share
issues.
of financial woes. I'll leave it at that.
Mad Men is
But,
going through some things.
Yeah, I
I
heard
saw
that
that
too.
this morning.
Yeah.
The whole Lowell thing is getting
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
control.
Yeah. Well, look, that's a perfect
big, too
example.
I'm
much.
not, I'm not
Fast.
trying to call anyone out. I'm just saying what's in the news and in the headlines. Okay.
Things,
Yeah.
Say-
things we see.
These are like
Not-
big
not
companies.
There.
Yeah.
We see
So the
it.
Lowell thing, like we went to Lowell Cafe and we had a
Which
nice
is now
time.
the Cannabis Cafe.
I know we had a nice time, but I think they went a little too exclusive with it, and the fact that their company history was completely like made up, I guess.
Oh yeah, they got called out on their cow and all the shit. Yeah.
If you're gonna pretend you have a real history, I don't know. It seemed like
They
if they were
yeah.
being disingenuine, then that's not cool. That's all I'm gonna say. Like
They
I'm
try
not.
to- yeah.
I don't know what their motives were, but I had a nice time there. But I'd like to see that not be the only way that people can consume socially. There needs to be other chiller, more open environments for people to do that.
I felt when I went there it was awesome. I really enjoyed the experience, but I also was sort of jaded because I've had that experience going to Barneys
In
and being
Amsterdam,
able to drink and not having to pay $30 if you don't buy their weed there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that's a little messed
So
up.
there was a couple.
That was
Yeah,
like-
but yeah, there was.
but having that option and being able to do that, I think, is great, and it's a step in the right direction.
There was.
Yeah.
It was good. Being the first is always the hardest because you just kind of
Oh man.
are the one to do it, and everyone's gonna talk shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure everyone experiences obstacles and unplanned things when you start. So they were hitting a couple of hiccups. I try to give them a couple of constructive criticism, but that $30 tokage fee is cool, but it shouldn't be per person.
Could be like
per
10, it could be
table
like a
or $10 per person.
Or have like a local fee, because if I'm a local, I'm not going to go to your spot and pay
Yeah.
that much money
Yeah.
to just sit and
There's
smoke.
ways to adjust that.
And and also just the food and the service as always. You always got to make sure
I
the
thought the food
client
was
is
really
happy.
good.
It was fine. The
And I
food and the
thought
service was fine. I
ambiance
have no
was
issues with
really
that at all.
nice.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
nice.
It was nice. I really
It was a
enjoyed that.
comfortable, nice, pleasant experience, but it just was a little.
I really enjoy
You
the
know.
vibe, the aesthetic, the way
Yeah.
it looked.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
shit was
They
great.
were
was
going for a
nice.
VIP exclusive kind of feel, and
And there was
you know.
a time limit, right? You have a time
Yeah,
limit.
you have
Yeah,
a time
yeah.
limit. Everyone says that, but has it ever really been enforced?
I don't know.
I felt like I
I
was
don't
there
know.
for a really long time, but I liked it. I hit
Or you
that-
were just really, really high.
I was.
We had that gravity bond going at the
That's
table,
what
and it gets you
OG
messed up.
and Nicole West and
Girls' night.
well,
No, I
it
was
in the
there.
day, and
And Dion.
Dion
Okay.
and this gal Sarah. And boy, I got pretty fucked up. I hit that crazy pill
The
shade.
Stunder glass or Stundin.
It's the spinning.
It looks cooler than it tastes, y'all.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's like the stale hit wonder.
It is a little
thing.
stale. It's a little
Can
stale,
I,
but it
can I
happens.
hit that?
Yeah.
Can you teach me about that?
Oh, yeah, you want to hit the Connect, the G-Pen Connect?
Nice.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, that's
never
right.
hit that yet.
That's
I know. I
cool.
see that's the new toy.
Yeah, we haven't tried
the
that one
kids
yet.
are playing with.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, the innovation is crazy
Yeah.
and what's been happening with
I've got
the...
some
No, I love to see the
dabs.
progress, and I'd like to see more, more social
How's it
progress with it as well, like people being let out of jail and all that. But the progress is good, and just, there's going to be the field is big enough for everybody. So if corporations want to be in the cannabis world, I say have at it, whatever. Produce your mass-produced whatever, but keep it open for the connoisseur market. That's all I'm saying. Like, you make your money, do what you're gonna do, but don't squash the little guys who have been doing this for a long time and can produce some craft stuff. And that's my take
So I say, like,
on the cannabis industry right now.
the ones that have been around before it went compliant, like the brands that are still around, I feel like are the ones that have the better product because
legacy brands.
Because the cannabis consumer, we built our own type of preference. We know what we want. It's not about packaging. It's not about branding. It's about what we enjoy, and we found it ourselves. So people just have to put out good product. But now it's all about what looks cool, what's advertising the best.
I have a marketing background and I'm a design guy, so I like good, cool packaging and cool design.
Yeah,
like
that's what it turned into
There's no
now.
reason you can't do both. Like, it should be. The best thing would be to have a really cool design and really good weed or really good hash.
Yeah. So what you do is you press the connect 2 times. Now you start inhaling when it stops, and then you get it. And then this is a little airflow, this button right here. If you want to just if you just want to pull it through. But that's ready. And yeah, that's the connect. No torch.
shit.
No, you don't have to wait a whole 40 seconds for it to heat up. It's
Yeah,
just pretty
tricky.
instant.
That's cool.
You load it real quick, and I think there's probably
So
more.
anything's a thing.
Yeah, so you just press it twice,
yeah,
or you
twice.
could hold it down and use it just like you're charging the
All right.
battery.
So is that for dry herb or concentrate or both? Or
It's made for concentrate,
okay.
mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure,
Sweet.
depending on how fine the herb is, but it'll probably go into it. People will do whatever they
You
feel
get
like.
some big fucking dabs.
What? You get some rips out of that shit. That connect out here fucking people up. Yeah.
God damn.
That's how it is. And you're
God
on the
damn,
green. There's
on a
3 different
Monday night.
temperatures. There's 3 different temperatures. But yeah, it's just crazy to see
Damn, G-Pen, way to go, guys.
how these brands, and some brands that have survived and other brands that haven't, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's cool, right? You want to try it, Bobby?
Yeah, sure, man.
And you want to load it? Just take some, what are you smoking? The Summit?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, get that Summit.
Summit Boys.
You got a dabba?
We don't have a dab tool, so we just
All right, I got
fingered
one.
it.
I got one in here. Oh,
Yay.
speaking of which, Adam, I wanted to, if you're interested,
Yay.
I don't know if you know this, but I was in Amsterdam for about 6 weeks because I'm starting a new Cannabis Museum, history museum project.
Hey, what?
So,
My house is like a cannabis museum.
well, we're going to probably be in
Well,
touch with you when
Adam.
I tell you what we're doing. So anyway, I brought some traditional hash from Amsterdam. I have some Nepalese and I have some Moroccan. If you want to go old school
like
with
water
me.
hash?
No, this is
Or it's just like beaten
this is like
pressed?
hand beaten
pressed,
pressed,
like
yeah.
no water,
and
no...
this is hand stuff. This is like charas.
What?
It's like
From dolphins.
yeah.
Get out of here. Let me
Yeah.
see this. Let me put my
And then
blunt
here's the
down real quick.
Moroccan. So check that out.
See, here's Highway Travel bringing Amsterdam to you.
What? That shit is...
Yeah.
You know what I have on me? Yeah, this is some good hash. You know what I have? See, you're doing the old traditional. You got the old traditional hash. You know what I have?
What do you have?
I have that backwood rosin
Oh.
hash, where I
There you
take
go.
a blunt and I put it in a rosin machine and I squish it and I get that. Look, Andrew came out. He
Oh.
heard regular hash fucking Charas.
So when the heads come out, the heads come out.
Here, you can look at it. Anyone over 40 is just like, yes.
So for 6
Adam, you got 3 years.
I'm there.
For 6 weeks while I was over
they know my
there,
stage age.
I had no dabs for 6 weeks. I smoked only traditional hash while I was there.
You got 13 years, Adam. You got 13 years.
13 years.
She's joking. She's talking shit.
I make a joke.
So you were you only smoked this hash. Did you mix it with tobacco? Or you smoke it
No,
straight?
I smoke it straight. I have a little pipe here. I sip it in my little hash pipe.
Here, let me try it. I want to
Yeah,
hit
go
your
for
hash
it, brother.
pipe. I want to smoke.
Give him a freshie.
I want to smoke like you. I want to smoke like the Europeans.
You want the Nepalese or the Moroccan?
The Nepalese.
All right,
I want that
my man.
hand pressed hash.
The gooey stuff.
What's
like
your
brownie mix.
favorite? You guys have smoked a lot of weed from all around the world. I'm not going to ask you where the best weed in the world is because we know where it's at, right? Where's it at?
Cali.
California.
There you go. I just wanted to make sure we're on the
Yeah.
same page.
Boston has some bomb weed, y'all. Boston's
coming up.
fucking-
Michigan got some cool weed
No,
now.
Boston's not coming up. Boston has fire.
Rhode
fucking
Island.
weed, man, Chem Dog.
Yeah.
Boston.
Like East Coast is making it happen, but what is your go-to strain if you were when you go to a store or you're talking to someone, is there like a strain you're like, hey, do you have this?
Chem dog.
Chem Dog?
If it's legit
really
Chem dog.
Go to stores.
We don't
I'm
go
saying,
to stores,
the stores
but
or growers or like whoever you guys
we
assign.
shop in the traditional market.
Me too. I'm all about the traditional vibes. Trust me. Anyways.
Yeah.
So you are Chem Dog.
Yeah, I
Real
mean,
gas.
I'm an
I
East
love
Coast guy,
gassy,
Northeast
punch
guy.
Me in my face probably won't go very well with the ladies.
Chem, you
I'm gonna
can't go
cut
wrong
that.
with Chem.
Yeah, because I just realized.
Now I'm gonna cut that and use that.
I'm a big
Fuck.
fan of the banana flavored stuff. I like the banana stuff a lot.
Okay, like banana OG, the GS
Where's the Pokemon?
Golden State banana.
Yeah.
That's cool. And
Well,
you,
yeah.
what do you like, April? What is your go-to? What do you have?
I really love strong OGs.
Oh, geez.
I love strong, gassy ass weed.
And what's your guys'
But I like hazes too. Like when I
love
was
hazes.
okay, so
I like Jack.
when I
I don't like Tangy, but I like lemon weed. But I don't like orange weed. I wonder how I feel about grapefruit weed.
It's like a smoothie menu with
Yeah,
you.
that's what it is. Well, that's what it is now. But I just really like that gassy weed.
Do you guys have like a preference of smoking? Are you like a go-to joint or bong or pipe or dab or?
I'm a dabber and I like joints.
dab, joint, a little bowl hit. If I'm out and about, I hit a saucepan.
You're like, I'm a real smoker. I smoke it all. I don't give a fuck. Just
No,
give
I
me a
don't
vibe.
do a lot of bongs. My lungs are just not what they used to be when I was a young man.
When we were smoking,
So-
when we were doing dabs too in the early days, it wasn't like it is now.
Yeah,
It was,
they were a little dirtier, a little.
yeah, a lot.
Some of
there.
that raw metal, those raw metal hits, But yeah, it's all good. Those glowies,
The red means go.
the
hits.
glowies. Yeah.
Yo, this is taking me so back right now with that flavor.
Yeah.
Taste, it takes you back to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Takes me-
Talking about hazes in Amsterdam, I was smoking mostly original Neville's haze, which was delicious.
Yeah,
You don't get that over here, man.
So, see, look, when I go to Europe or Amsterdam, I'm not looking for the flavors people are looking out here. I'm not looking to get OGs. I have that here. I'm not looking
Yeah.
for these exotics. I have that here.
Yeah.
When I go there, I'm looking for their fucking super
Lemons.
silver haze, the
Amnesia
lemon
haze.
Yeah, give me the fucking hazes.
Yeah.
Don't show me
Amnesia
your
haze.
exotics that you got. Don't show me. I got this from California. I'm from California. G. I don't need the California
Yeah.
when I'm in Amsterdam. When I'm in Barcelona, let me get your local fire.
Yeah, you want some original serious seed stuff like AK, bubblegum, that kind of shit too. That stuff is still classic, man.
We need to go.
All
I need
those
to go to
things.
Europe. I need to go to Europe with a higher way travel and just get
We're-
the experience.
We are building an Amsterdam trip. It should be
Dazed
available
in the
by the
Dam.
summer. Dazed in the Dam.
Dazed
Copyright.
in the Dam.
Higher way travel. And
with Adam
when we were over
And
there,
April and Adam.
and Bobby.
we
And
were
Bobby
over
too.
we were over there in April, and it was the 10th anniversary of our engagement there, and we were there for I was there for 6 weeks. April was there for a week with me,
Hey.
and we went around and we reestablished and re-solidified all of our relationships there, so that when we do these trips, we have partners in place, and we're gonna send people, and they're gonna be treated really well. So
Yo, that
that's what
hash
it's all about. It's about a personal touch, man.
It's about that's what it is. Getting the local vibe and not just being super touristy and getting super
Yeah,
cold.
because you can get screwed, man. You can go somewhere and not know what to get and get some shitty ass Indian food that they sucked you in. You're just like, I'm just so hungry, I don't know what to get, and then you're like, fuck, man.
And then they ruin your trip because you're in the bathroom the whole time.
No, but maybe I should have got that other street food that I was going for, but I wasn't sure about. And you have all those second thoughts on your trip, and then you're thinking about it afterwards, like, man, I should have really went for it. When am I gonna be out there again?
Let me know if that
I
needs
don't
a
know.
reload.
That's how I felt when I was first traveling and the first time I went out of the country. But,
Sometimes, I like to. Sometimes you have to experience the getting cussied, so you know what it's like when you feel
man.
the specialness. Because I'll go, I went to New York recently. I went to Barneys.
Oh, that's the first thing I thought was New York and getting cussed.
Yeah, so I went to New York, right? And so at first I just tried it like, a regular person trying to find weed in New York. And, I found this little spot, super underground. It was like $60 for an eighth of some shit. And I was like, it's okay, I want to get some diesel or some shit. And they kept trying to sell me on the California weed they got. I was like, no, let me get the local, boom, boom, boom. It was okay. And then, I went to my social media and made a little post. And then I started hitting up. And after filtering through a bunch, I found the dude who had the real Uptown haze. That real haze that I was looking for. And met him at Central Park and got a couple baggies. And it was amazing. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so I got cussied. I got upset. And then I did the curated, let me hit the local up, and bam.
Well,
so that's why you need that local experience.
Now local style is they gotta smoke easy.
Yeah, because they're the ones that are smoking it. These other ones that are just making money. I walked through Central Park, and I got a bunch of people offering me weed, too. Like, hey, I got the weed. And I'm like, what you got? And then they would tell me they got some, exotic strain. I was like, no, I'm looking for the haze. And they look at me like, what? And they say they got that. I was like, no, you don't.
No.
You trying to hustle me, G. Thank you.
That's funny.
That is funny.
So you guys do national tours too? What, like Colorado, Oregon?
Yeah. Like we curate those trips more. So I get a lot of honeymooners and just people like,
let's
me
go
and
get
my friends
high.
want to go on road trip. And so I'll plan people's road trip vacations and hit all the cannabis hotspots along the way. Very cool, I know a lot of different bud and breakfasts.
Bud and breakfast?
Yeah, little bud and
like
breakfast spots.
Ah.
Cool shit going on up in Northern California. A lot of cool destination wedding places, or if you just want to have any type of event that make it cannabis friendly. I've connected with a lot of great people ever since I started Higher Way Travel, and we're all like a nice little network in the community of the cannabis tourism folks, and we just keep growing, and it keeps getting bigger and better, and
just getting the cannabis space is just getting
shout
bigger.
out to all my cannabis tourism people.
Hey, here more. You want to try a fresh one, Andrew? I know you were super excited. You perked up and came out of the room. Andrew never comes out unless he hears something exciting, which is mostly every show. But there's those moments where he's just like, "Wait, what? Let me come out here." April Black, Bobby Black out here getting high all around the world, helping you guys find out where to get high around the world. What's the best thing you've seen happen in the cannabis space? If it's like a type of a way to consume, or if it's something that's happened, because I know you've been involved, especially Bobby. You've been in this for a bunch of years.
I think it makes family time bearable for people who maybe weren't so close with their families because they were being judged, but now it's legal in a lot of states. Just because of the legal stigma, they're like, well, it's illegal, so I'm not happy that you do that, family member, but now it's legal, so I'm okay with it, so we're going to have a better relationship kind of thing. I don't know. I think that's the best thing that came out of it.
Just becoming more normalized.
Or family, yes.
And people accepting it more. Because I've been getting... Because when I used to go to my family events, just like you were saying, with my personal experience, I'd be like, oh, Adam's here. Oh, he's a stoner. Go smoke. And it was all me by myself. And now...
And then you come in,
this last Thanksgiving... they're like, yo, Adam, where's your bag? Pull it, let's light up right here in the house. I was like, what? Y'all really want to get high? Yeah. And my aunts and uncles, I'm putting them on blast right now, but aunts and uncles and cousins, we were just sitting. I'm like, all right, here we are. All the shit talking y'all were doing for me growing up, smoking it. Now y'all want to join me. Mm-hmm. So that's cool, the normalizing of it and how it's just become more socially accepted.
Yeah, I'm really spoiled. I came from a family where it was normalized. My Uncle Michael used to sell herb, and one time when he was in jail in Utah for getting busted for weed, my grandma was selling his weed for him.
Keep the business going.
So I'm just saying, I'm glad it's normal for other families.
It's regular, yeah. Because I get that all the time on social, too, how people are like, yo, you're so lucky you smoke. I'm like, bro, just do it.
Yeah.
They're either going to say don't do it or they're going to say...
Yeah.
I've
Let
always
me
been
hit
pretty open and honest about it with everybody in my family. My parents caught me with a homemade bong at 13 under my bed.
What was it made out of?
Like a Pepsi bottle and a
Okay.
Bic pen. And so they sat me down at the kitchen table and they busted it out and I was like, oh my God, you know, and they were just like, listen, we found this. And I was like, oh, that's my friends and whatever. And it was my friends, but that never flies. So they were just like, listen, you're too young for this. You know, when you're older, you can make up your own mind and that's your business. But right now you're too young. If you get involved with this, we're worried you're not going to do well in school. And like, you have to promise us you'll wait till you're older. And I said, okay. And they didn't even ground me. Like, they didn't punish me. It was like, I had a heartfelt talk with me. And of course I smoked anyway because
Right.
I wanted to, but I respected that and I respected them in the way they handled it. So you
were a responsible student. How
yeah.
were you?
I did very well in school. I did
Yeah?
very well
You
in school.
graduate?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I went to
Skipped a grade.
college. I got a bachelor's degree in marketing advertising.
What?
Yeah.
So they're
And-
like, so they couldn't yell at you. They're like, look, he
Right.
smokes weed
He skipped a grade.
I skipped a grade also.
because you were just too smart.
I skipped 8th grade. Yeah, I went from 7th to 9th.
Damn,
Yeah.
you went right into high school.
Yeah, well, yeah, in middle school, I skipped a grade. Yeah, I
That's-
started high school a year ahead of all my friends. So we all graduated from junior high school, and they were all in 9th grade, and I was in 10th
10th
grade.
grade?
So I left them all behind. I graduated the year before all of them, which is pretty funny.
Damn. So you were a good kid, so your parents couldn't get mad at you.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they're
And
like, he got great grades.
I grew
He's-
my hair long. I liked rock and roll. They were cool with that because they had the records. Like, I was listening to their records. So,
That's, see, I think that's how my parents felt too. They were just like, yo, this fool never asks us for money. He's doing good in school. He's out here being active. He's not like sitting in his room
yeah.
all day, and they couldn't really say shit. And I feel like, you know, if they're doing okay, just let them do what they're doing. They're going to turn out all right. We're out here. How about you? How were you in school, April? Were you a good kid?
I was a good kid and I was good in school. I was really good at like public speaking.
What?
Yeah, I really did great at that. I was going to school to be a teacher, and then Columbine happened, and so I switched and
You're
went
like,
to
"Fuck
school
this."
for
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, because I said, oh shit, this might be a thing, and I was kind of really freaked out by that, you know.
It became a thing. That shit happens all the time now.
Yeah, so I went to school for health and recreation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I became a yoga teacher, and then I was working for this hotel chain, and I was the fitness and activities director, and I was a staff of one, and I was an awesome staff of one. People
Employee
would
of the
send-
month? Six times?
No, but like people who came, guests that came and stayed at the hotel would send me postcards or pictures that they took with me and their kids, you know, the whole get up and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
It was pretty sweet. They would bring me presents. They would come back. You know, I taught yoga classes and hiking and other fitness classes in the morning, but then by the poolside in the afternoon, we would do like a salsa making class. I would do like pottery painting.
You just do a bunch of...
tie-dye.
Is this all stuff?
She's
you do?
very crafty.
So this is just the stuff I would do, and then, you know, form a lot of relationships with people. So here I am with all my stuff put together, and that's how I always
Just
and the
everything-
trips I do is so you have activities built in because that's the foundation in which it's kind of based on.
So you were always into like
So-
the entertaining business, like hosting and making sure people had a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, let me make this shit. We're gonna make.
That's
this
what makes her
happen.
such a good wife, man.
She's just,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. It's just interesting
Yeah.
to you see how people, you know, react. Or like, hey, we're having a salsa making class, and people who had never seen a fucking jalapeno would be like, oh, can you bring a jalapeno out? I've never seen one because they're coming from way up north in Canada.
What?
Whole different story.
I know it's crazy. There's some fruits and vegetables and things that I've never seen before when they're presented in front of me. Like usually things are cooked and you don't really see what they look like before.
Yeah.
So,
it's
so
just
Yeah.
but a
really-
jalapeno just seems like so basic for me. It's crazy someone in Canada don't
Yeah,
know what
'cause I
it
always
is.
snuck off
Can I
about
see what a
high.
jalapeno? Jalapeno? How did they say it? How did the Canadians say it?
I don't
They're
know. I'm
just
not
like
good at the
They're
Canadian
just
accent.
like a jalapeno. So
Okay, I
then
said it right.
My idea of Canadian accent is like Terrence and Phillip from South
You
Park.
just didn't get all.
Hey, buddy.
Jeez.
Sit on here's my thoughts.
Just a
I'm like,
normal Canadian accent, okay?
okay.
Oh yeah,
Eh?
or Bob and Doug McKenzie from Strange Brew.
They're just kind of real nice, you know? They just kind of talk like that because they're from way up north.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
That's cool that you've been just made your passion into a business now, and now you out here doing highway travel
highway travel.
with Bobby Black.
Speaking of passion projects, I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little about the museum project
Yes.
that I'm working on. So, the Jair Velleman, who is one of the owners of Gavita, he is a cannabis entrepreneur and philanthropist, and he's been collecting cool cannabis rare items for like a few years, and now I've been partnering up with him to open a museum out of it, and we're looking at different locations of where that might be, hopefully here in California, and I'm also going to be launching a new series related to the museum called Canthropology.
Hey.
And that's copyright,
we already got that.
Yeah, it's Canthropology. So it's basically, we're going to do a video series, we're going to do a podcast, hopefully, and definitely going to be doing like a monthly column that's going to be appearing in several different magazines, Nuggle Magazine, Skunk, it'll be in Leaf Magazine, and Leaf Magazine is going to be opening an Amsterdam edition soon, which I'm going to be involved with, which is very exciting. So it's a really exciting time. There's going to be a lot of activity this year around the museum, and I'm looking forward to it. And looking forward to speaking with and getting items from lots of cannabis celebrities and figures in the world that are important in the history of cannabis. So you mentioned you had a cool collection, Adam.
Bro.
We're going to be knocking on your door at some point.
Bro,
And you better
I have
some
a room
stuff
in
to...
my house that has like the evolution of everything, like the evolution of dabbing. I have every nail ever made, from the screw adjustable fucking 10 mil. I have quartz glass nails, and then I have the big 29 millimeter titanium nails, and I got little ceramic nails. I got like every
my
nail
I love it. We
made.
should have a whole display
Just the
for
dabbing
for
culture.
dabbing, like the dawn of dabbing.
I will help you.
Copyright.
I got
the dawn of dabbing.
I got dry
And
rigs.
we'll get a little example of every stage of it. You know, we got to get a torch tube in there for sure.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
get
that's like
those.
a historic pipe.
I got the nails fully used and how they're oxidized there, and they don't even look like titanium. They're all white
Yeah.
and bleached.
Yeah.
Smoked all that shit. You
Oh
know,
my
it's
gosh.
fucking. We're the ones that have to go first. We'll see what happens in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Guinea pigs.
We'll need like a Puffco in there too for sure, because that was another game changer.
Pump
There's-
J-Pens.
Yeah.
There's been. Remember the Omicron? The fucking.
yeah.
There's been so many vaporizers.
I did the vape review for High Times for a few years.
Yeah. So all those
back in the
batteries.
early, yeah.
The evolution of
20
batteries.
Evolution of the
The evolution of the dab
Yeah.
and the distillate. How it used to come in like black sludge, and now it's like white, like powder. It's crazy everything they do.
Yeah.
See, I'll help you.
like
I
it's
got it. I got
this.
boxes of dabs since
All right,
2009.
so we're gonna you're gonna be.
That's so gross.
It is. You
Like
should
when
see what it
dabs-
looks like.
When dabs start
Whoa.
to get bad, they just start to smell like pencil
Whoa,
sharpener.
I ain't even
shavings.
smoking. I'm just keeping it for memorabilia.
No,
like,
I know
look, kids,
that.
this is what we used to smoke.
I'm just saying when they start to get older, if you just, you're like, man, that smells like pencil sharpener.
It smells like
If
fish.
you're old
It smells
enough
like.
to know what that smells like by sharpening your pencil on the big pencil sharpener.
They don't know what that is. I don't think people know what pencil sharpeners are unless they draw or color. These days.
Do they still use them in school? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like everything's all iPads in school today,
Oh,
like
man.
digital.
Fucking year 2000 was just 20 years ago.
Well,
so,
I don't have my flying
did they have
skateboard
pencils
yet.
then?
Yeah, where's the flying car?
Yeah,
Car.
but they said dabs. Like some smell like fish, some smell like dirty water, some smell like the plastic PVC pipe. Like it's just
yeah.
crazy. I just like, damn, this is
Gross.
shit we used to be.
There was some
excited.
nasty stuff back in the day. Yeah.
I got some entries that I've never smoked that I still have in
Oh.
their packaging. It's great.
That look like gremlin shit and stuff.
In those little coin purses, and it's all like
and hot nail hits, man. Oh, it's
red
terrible.
means go there. You should have little videos of people with the old dabs, how we
Dude,
used to dab.
They had a website, Prank Dabs, and they would like just fuck with
Yeah,
people, man.
I've been on. A couple
I
of
was the
those.
first one to do a crab dab, and I made that up on live on.
What's a crab dab?
We had eaten crab dinner. We were in Seattle.
Seattle.
You
Yeah.
not smoke out of a
And we
crab
ate a
shell.
bunch of crab, and then we went back to the
Dab
house
with
to
the
dab.
crab
And I took
claw.
a crab claw and used it as a dabber, and I did a crab dab,
Gross.
and we had a lot of fun with it.
Gross.
Yeah,
That's
crab claw.
exciting.
yeah, and we
thought
filmed
you
it.
dabbed-
Prank dab, yeah.
I thought you dabbed through the crab, but you'd use a crabber as a dabber.
This was before they were a
Dab through the
hashtag. This was
crab.
pre-hashtag.
yeah.
The-
This
yeah.
is MySpace.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
You're not that far off, but yeah.
Appreciate you guys. There's so much more we could talk about.
For sure,
I
yeah.
know we
out of
only
time.
have an hour, and I try to do this. I know people in the comments last week, they were getting on my case because I had all my notes on my phone. because the printer wasn't working. So I tried to do the shit all by memory.
What,
and
no notes?
I hope y'all took what? You know, we have a whole research department, me and my girl, but that's about
no,
it.
I'm just saying, well,
The notes were in my head. I tried to memorize them.
Notes.
Yeah.
You're a professional. I can relate.
Shout
People
out.
got like sometimes
I've
the printer
hosted
don't work.
podcasts and we've done things together,
And
so
I don't have
I
my
totally get
laptop,
it. Yeah.
and I'm like here looking on my phone. Like, why is he looking on his phone? Fucking show notes. But I appreciate you guys commenting and taking your time, and all y'all listening, and everyone tuned in wherever you're at in the world. If you're in the car or at home or just chilling, smoking weed, you were here with us, and I really appreciate you, April and Bobby
Thank
Black,
you.
for
Thank you,
coming
man.
through. Higher Way
Thank you.
Travel. You guys have a social media, Instagram at Higher Way Travel,
At
website
Higher Way Travel.
at higherwaytravel.com.
Higher Way Travel,
Instagram.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram,
You guys
all
want
of
to
it.
say your
Yeah.
personals as well?
If you want to check
Yeah.
out my personals at Vegas Price.
Vegas Price.
That's
Bobby
Instagram.
Black 420 on Facebook and Instagram,
What?
and I've got all the other
You're
stuff
verified, right?
too. No, I'm not.
Do you? No.
Hang my head in shame.
You'll get, bro. You should have it.
That's what
yeah.
I said.
Well, give me a shout out. Give
You
me a
should
help.
have-
Give me a
I'll-
little boost, buddy.
We'll make it. We'll
You-
talk about
yeah,
it.
right,
We'll say
all
what's
right,
up.
all right.
I appreciate you guys for real. Shout out to Chucky hanging out with me all day. I had a crazy ass day today. Y'all will see it soon. Shout out to Andrew and the whole Hayes Network. I will be here next week again for another show. 2020, we out here. Who's coming on? I don't know, but you'll find out if you follow the social at Get High Everywhere. You already know Getting High With is the website. I don't really know if much is going on, but just get it ready because it's about to launch. I appreciate y'all. Y'all didn't try my popcorn, but try it. It's called What a Peno.
yeah, thank
Let
you.
me know what you think.
All right.
Shout out to everyone tuned in. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that bullshit that people say. Do it. I appreciate y'all. Yeah? We're out. Bye.